Welcome to the reading of this true story of Stumpy, the amputee on the shelf. Learn how he helped Santa become ADA compliant. Story and reading by Bruce Daugherty. It was a typical day at the toy factory deep within the North Pole. The humble Bumble went mad from being held captive. He grew tired of being the official tree topper of the star at the North Pole. Late one night, the head elf went into the toy factory to close up shop for the day. He climbed a ladder to close the second-story window when all of a sudden the humble Bumble ripped into the window and injured the head elf severely, ripping off his right leg. After the elf's recovery, Santa had summoned him to come to his office for a meeting. Filled with hopes of returning to work soon, he eagerly ran to Santa's office. The elf's face was suddenly filled with confusion as Santa replied,
"Stumpy, you are just too much of a liability to work, let alone go on a mission. I have to let you go. I am so sorry."
The head elf had never been called Stumpy before, and he wasn't sure if he liked the new name. Later that day, the head elf returned to Santa's office with the Americans with Disabilities Act law book. He fumbled through the pages until he got to the page that he was looking for. Santa leaned in to look closer as the elf read the new law of the ADA requirements. The head elf read the article to Santa. The ADA defines a covered disability as a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits a major life activity. Under Title III, no individual may be discriminated against, and reasonable accommodations must be made. Santa, I must be allowed to return to work. You are discriminating against me.
I just can't, Stumpy.
After this, the head elf was sure he did not like his new name given by Santa, Stumpy. Soon after, he was sent to the disability shelf to sit with Rudolph, where he thought about what his next plan of action should be. The next day, the head elf walked to the other side of the North Pole to the elf attorney's at law office to file a claim against Santa Claus. Once there, the head elf explained his situation and was soon informed that he would be the first to ever in the history of Christmas file a grievance against Old Saint Nick. But nonetheless, the attorney at the office drew up a claim and had it delivered to Santa. Within a few days, the head elf would be allowed to go back to work. The delighted elf also received his back pay and pension. The delighted elf was so happy to be back on the elf dispatch shelf, but the other elves continued to call him names and treated him badly. He paid no attention as one elf said, "Look who's here." Another replied, "Go away, Stumpy." One of the elves even replied, "Hey, it's old One Leg. What's happening?" Soon after, the disabled elf was selected for his first mission. Santa saw him off as he flew away, and you could hear him exclaim, "I got this, Santa!" After flying several hours, he finally arrived at his destination in Greeley, Colorado. He quickly put the mailbox flag up and climbed inside the mailbox when he exclaimed, "I made it." That afternoon, a woman by the name of Melanie came out to check the mail and found the elf in the mailbox. His first thought was, "She's beautiful. She must be an angel sent from heaven." She carefully picked him up and placed him in the palm of her hands as she exclaimed, "Let's get you inside. Would you like some cocoa?" "Yes, please," the elf said. "This is my first mission since my accident." "I believe in you," said the beautiful woman. That afternoon, the woman had some Christmas shopping to do. She took him with her. Once there, the elf found a display of Twinkies. He then explained that Santa bought this company and continued to make these golden cream frosted delights for the North Pole and beyond. When they arrived back at his destination in Greeley, Colorado, she told him to make himself at home. So he did, helping himself to the Pepsi, to the fruit cake, which is his favorite, but he most enjoyed sitting on the mantel above the fireplace where he could stay warm. The night of Christmas Eve had finally arrived, and as tradition would have it, he always sat where the kids can find him easily. Brenna, the oldest child in the house, saw him first and exclaimed, "Mom, look!" Micah, which was the youngest, said, "It's an amputee on the shelf. Can we keep him?" they both asked. Once Stumpy arrived back at the North Pole, he had quite the report to give to Santa. "See, Santa, I can do this. Never limit anyone because of their disabilities," exclaimed Stumpy.
Oh, 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 oh. Thank you, Stumpy, for opening my eyes. I am honored to have you back as head elf. You are now the official amputee on the shelf. Thank you for opening my eyes to the ADA law requirements.
This goes to show, no matter how big or how small, or what disability you have, each and every one of us has greatness within us. No matter what anyone else has to say, you are special, and you have a gift to give to others. I hope you have enjoyed the true story of the amputee on the shelf, and may you find greatness this holiday season. Merry Christmas.